driving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Hello. What's up, pup? Not sure who that is. They're saying I made it on time. So, okay. Just working on my microphone there. Yeah, there were two people that left after waiting that long. Okay. Actually, that's probably not true. Fuck the numbers. That count up there, it doesn't mean anything. But hi, it's good to see you. We'll be talking about mental health and recovery today. I wanted to come on and talk about men's mental health, but that's a little specific. June is Monday Mental Health Day. June is Men's Mental Health Month. My dyslexia is all over the place. Hi, Em. Good to see you. My Irish, it's Moreland. It's Moreland. I'm always afraid to do my Irish accents around you because they're probably way off. But I'm going to practice them, and then you can tell me how off they are. Okay? All right. So, welcome, everybody. Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name's Dion. I'm going to be your host. Please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. It's going to be me and Chewbacca today. I love this shirt. Feel like, what does the Wookiee say? Oh, I don't fucking know. Remember, what was it? What does the fox say? It's also another special day in AA. It is Founders Day. Yep, June 10th, Founders Day. Today, AA was founded 88 years ago. Good for us, man. Yep. So all of us today in AA get to celebrate. So when you hear these people that have like 40 years of sobriety, they've been sober half as long as AA's been around. Isn't that kind of cool? I think that's pretty neat. And look where it's at now. Look where it's at now. I hope Bill and Bob are proud. I hope they're proud of us. I'm sure they are. We're doing everything that we can. Good job, AA. And good job, everybody in it. What we do is not easy. It's not easy stuff, man. If it was easy, I don't know that I'd really want any part of it. Makes sense. Yay. More people asking to be a part of the event. I may cry. Here it comes. Last night I got the news that Gallus Detox is fully on. I can put them on the paperwork. I've gotten nothing but good news in the last 24 hours. I've gotten a bunch of it. And then my friend calls me today. He says, "Hey, Dion, how are you?" And this is one guy that I don't care what is going on. If he calls me, I pick up. It's just, we're that close now. Because I was in an AA meeting. And you know how it is. You don't bother me when I'm in an AA meeting. Unless you're Mark. And then I will hang out. My wife even said, I knew it was Mark because you got off your AA meeting and you don't do that. Hey, Gary, good to see you. Amber. Good to see you. Good afternoon. I did wake up this morning. It's just that I didn't want to do this during the noon hour in case people wanted to go to their noon meeting. So I've been yakking for 5 minutes now, and I haven't said anything about mental health and recovery. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I almost feel like when I say stuff like that, I should have this, radio introduction. Princess Amber. Princess. All right, we'll go with princess. Oh, I'm going to tell you something. I'm having a lot of fun with the friendships I have right now. I'm not going to tell you, Amber. You're going to figure it out yourself. I'll tell you, I'll give you a hint though. She has 61 days today. So, all right, let's get to this. I'm sure there's some people like, Dion, come on. I just don't know where to start. So let's start here. It says in the big book that we have searched out sordid places for companionship and approval. That right there, in and of itself, okay? Most of us have had childhood trauma. Most of us, or I should say a lot of us, had parents that were either addicted to alcohol, drugs, or maybe they were just jerks. Maybe they were emotionally unavailable. And for a lot of people my age, that's usually what it is. Our parents were emotionally unavailable. And I'll tell you why. Because they didn't know how. They were not taught. They were not taught. The reason that I know what it is that I know is because I taught myself. I go to therapy. I go to meetings. I talk to all sorts of, I talk to different people, right? And because of that, I'm able to get a good purview of what's usually going on, right? So mental health also I should have put mental/emotional, because honestly, these two intercede quite a lot, right? It's things like, okay, we have it backwards, okay? So when you're trying to strive for things in life and you fail, then people usually tend to go to something. We go to something and then we fail. Got it? Go to alcohol. Then we fail. Then we go to alcohol again to fail. And we're doing it backwards. See? What does that tell you? Tells you your brain has it backwards. And we got some work to do. See, alcohol was supposed to be the solution, and it did not work. That solution did not work. Alcohol is not your problem. Alcohol was the symbol of your trauma. Okay? Now, when we talk about things like how your obsession was lifted, okay? That is because it was an addiction. Notice how your emotions are not lifted. It is not the same thing. It is different. Okay? It is different in the fact that, number one, alcohol is a solid object. It is just an object where your feelings are not objects. And they must be separated. Alcohol's not the problem. No, drugs aren't the problem. Food isn't the problem. Our lack of awareness as to what is going on with us is the problem. Right? And we have to be almost to a point where We're almost mean to ourselves, okay? Almost. Be nice to yourself. But there are times when you're going to need to sit down with yourself and say, yeah, let's do this. I just got a phone call from my Mark. My dyslexia? Wow. And I said dyslexia, right? I usually say dyslexia. Okay. That just means I need to what it means is I need to slow down. So I'm going to slow down. So my friend Mark calls me, right? Might as well just call him my sponsor. It's pretty much what he is. And he's talking with me, and he shows to me how I'm kind of actually doing a disservice to some of my people. But this is a problem I've been trying to work out in my head for years. And I'm not necessarily doing any of you a disservice, but I am doing a disservice as an example to other people by not making money. In other words, I am not teaching people how to fish. I'm giving them fish. And I got to stop doing it. I got to stop doing it. It's a disservice. Okay. So there are going to be things coming up that I'm going to be charging for now. None of this. Not the podcast and not this. That won't. The Daily Trudge can't have money. It'll break tradition. Podcast can make money. But the point isn't money. The point is that we have to continue to stay open-minded. Right? So, in other words, this is what he was saying. Let's just put it plainly. Okay? Because there's nothing wrong with it. He said, Dion, are you going to be able to teach other people how to find a wife and they have PTSD so that it doesn't work? You need to have something that can be repeatable. And I understood that. Okay? And that stuff doesn't hurt my feelings. In fact, somebody took their time. I mean, he makes good money. Calling some guy who's trying to flounder or whatever and say, hey, man, I've got your back and I'm going to tell you why. See, those are my true friends. Those are the people that kick me in the butt, right? And he didn't kick me in the butt. We just had a conversation. And that's what I like about it. So when we get into the program, we get through steps 4 and 5. And we may even get all the way through the steps, but yet I had some things going on and people kept telling me it was a resentment. And I was trying to tell them that this isn't a resentment. I know what a resentment feels like. This is intrusion. These are unwanted thoughts. These are flashbacks. I cannot help them. It was not resentment. It was my PTSD. And I had to do something about it. I didn't want to. When they brought it up to me, I denied it for months. I denied it. I said, I know what you're saying is probably true, but I just don't want it. Okay? It took me a little while because I was tired. I was tired of being diagnosed. And to this day, I'm still tired of being diagnosed. I need to switch primary care physicians, and I don't want to because now I have to explain everything all over again. Got to read the chart. Now, charts do not reflect who I am. That chart does not reflect who I am. That's what I always tell doctors to. I'm like, that's a matter of opinion in there, just so you know. Anything mental is opinion. Because you're a doctor. Not a mental health specialist. Okay? Then we talked about that yesterday. May Lynn brought that up on, that we are not experts in our field. Trying to think of the best way to go with this. My brain just went bleh, literally. Bleh. Um, to think that we just okay. So first of all, alcohol is a depressant, and most of us are depressed. And what happens is when we go through the program, a lot of these things start to disappear. A lot of times, what happens is after about 2-3 months, okay, that's why we say 90 days. There's a reason for it. It takes a month for your head to clear out. I'm sure you felt great physically, how old you are, whatever. Doesn't matter. It still takes a month. Took me several months. But on the average, about a month for your head to clear. And we're creating a habit. Okay? 90 meetings in 90 days is a habit. And this does have to do with mental and emotional health. Because doing something repeatedly good for yourself can actually start to take some of these mental health issues away. And some of them may disappear or become smaller or manageable. But if you are 6 months sober and you're still flip-flopping all over the place, it's time to talk to your doctor. Because that is not supposed to be happening. That is what we call post-acute withdrawal symptoms. Pause. And we have them. We all have them. See, you may get 2-3 years of sobriety and have a sudden anxiety attack. Hi, Ingrid. See, all my favorite people are here today. Except Gary. I'm just kidding, Gary. I'm just kidding. I love you, dude. Oh, and to answer your question, yes, your roommate, I'm happy to have him. So let him know. Awesome. And thank you very much. We're going to have music at the end. No twerking. I see any twerking, you're gone. So, but it's mostly for the kids, all right? So, if we're still feeling that way, then we got to get help, man. Okay? Then we're going to go through this. Oh, I need therapy. You know what? I don't give a fuck. Get your ass to therapy. If you want something more in this life, if you really do, what you told me was that you were willing to go to any length, and you're not doing it. How can you expect to start helping other people if you haven't solved your own problems? Okay? You have to get to a place where you are capable of solving your own problems for the most part. I do. How do I do that? Therapy, meetings, sponsees. A lot of times I'm going through something, I'll sit down with a sponsee. We end up covering it with them. Problem solved. Doesn't need to be about me. It doesn't need to be about me. And that's the hard part with mental and emotional health. We think it's all about us. Okay? So if you can get to a point where there is chaos going on in your life, but you can stop to help another person because you understand that that's actually more important, it'll change for you. Your mental health will start to change. Your emotional health will start to change. Okay? Emotional health means that I react sanely. When I went out to my car the other day and it didn't, and the battery was dead, it made me mad. I laughed about it. Why? Why should I get mad? And it wasn't really an inconvenience. I was just moving my car. Actually, I did have plans to go somewhere that day, but I just waited for my wife to get home and yay, new computer. Yay, good for you. Yeah, progress. Progress, man. Isn't it is so amazing what God will do when you start helping his children. See, the reason I don't get pissed off about my car? Because it was given to me. A 2005 Mercedes Benz. I don't have anything to bitch about. If that's my problem today, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Because before, years 1.5, 2, and 3, I was hiding under covers in my bedroom, hiding. I don't know how I didn't drink. I have no idea. Hey Sam, good to see you, brother. I got your message yesterday. Sam's our new friend. He found us yesterday on accident, right? It's never on. And it was funny. Here's the thing, because I went and did it because I'm like, there's something that needs to be done. There's something, and there it was. God always answers us, always. He answers us with the neatest stuff, right? So when we get rid of expectation, then the gift that we get is unexpected. It's 10 times better than anticipated, right? Here we go. Well, and if you want a podcast, let me know. That's what I do. I can get y'all set up. It'll cost a lot less. There's money. You gotta pay money if you want to put out a podcast. Now you can podcast and put it just like on Facebook and things like that too. So, good afternoon. Hi, Patricia. There were some other things that I wanted to talk about with mental health and recovery. Actually, it's just because I'm Dion. You've got it right. That's so egotistical of me to say. But it's kind of who I've become. I want to be the old man that just sits back and helps everybody. That's all I want. It really is. Absolutely. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Amber's going to be joining me on a 12-step call tomorrow. Guys flying in. Yeah, if people want a podcast, reach out to me. I do charge. I'm going to let you know that, but it's not a lot of money. I do it for Mandy and Bobby. So, but there's things that you need to know. And I don't want to cover those here. So, some of the other things that I wanted to bring up with mental health in recovery before I wrap up. Depression. Let's talk about depression a little bit. I know that it's hard to reach out to other people when you're depressed. Okay. But in this little world of ours, if you're depressed, at least let your friends know you're okay. Because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. If you disappear, we're going to think you went back out. So let us know that you're okay. Or we're going to keep bugging you. Okay? But when people just and I don't want to say get used to it, but it happens quite often. So if you are 6 months sober or more and you still feel like you are floundering, then please reach out and get some mental health help. I need to go because I need to reschedule an appointment that starts in 25 minutes. So I hope I can still do it. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Yep. Good job. And do that. Little boys need to play. Okay? Little boys need to play. Let them run themselves ragged. They need it. They need it. Just a suggestion. Being a little boy myself. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. It was great seeing y'all again. And everybody's got my phone number. So, yeah, if you want to do stuff or come on and do a podcast, I'm always up for that. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I love you. Peace out and have a day. Bye-bye.